dancing daughters, media for memories, and cowboy collections. All this and more as the Stafford Weekly News starts now. Welcome to the Friday, February 16th edition of the Stafford Weekly News. I'm Randall Williams. Slowly but surely, the things we lost during the pandemic are coming back. Need more evidence of that? How about SMSD's father-daughter dance?
Cha-cha now, y'all. Cha-cha again. Cha-cha now, y'all. Cha-cha again. Turn it out.
This is the 2024 Stafford High School Band and Booster Club's father-daughter dance. A year before, it went very well. We did have a lot of littles, so that was pretty cool. And I noticed this year we do have a few middle school girls, maybe one or two high school girls, so that was pretty cool too. This would be our second year doing this. We did this pre-COVID before, and then COVID hit, and of course we had to not do anything like this. So this would be our first time actually kicking it off again. So for tonight's activities, because it was such a quick rush of getting things together, we kind of did a photo booth area. We have several props for the students and the fathers. And then we have, of course, our snack bar, and we have our pizza bar, and we have our tiaras and stuff like that for the princesses too. Proceeds of the funds that we've raised go to the Stafford High School Band. This helps with their scholarships for the high schoolers. Most of the high schoolers would be the kids going out to college in the world. So that money would go to them, of course, for scholarships. And then, of course, for our new year coming, our Stafford Band tries to raise enough money so that they don't have to pay for band uniforms, equipment, and stuff like that. So we've been very blessed to have that happen several years, and so I'm hoping that this helps a little bit more for next year too. I guess a shout out for the Stafford High School Band. Love those kids. They worked really hard. This year was a hard year for us too because we couldn't travel as much due to the budget cuts. But hey, we are Spartan strong and we can get it together no matter pandemic, no matter budget cuts, we can get it all together. Parents helped out very much here. I really appreciate their support. There's not an age limit. We like the whole campus to come and visit our father-daughter dance. It's pretty encouraging. I hope that we can do maybe a mother-son dance. The time of year for the possible mother-son dance would probably be, we're trying to think of maybe June, just before school's over, early May, something like that. For this next year, I really would want to hit it off with special princess parking, more games for the girls to play with their dads, some kind of awards for a father-daughter dance-off, and who is the best.
In case you hadn't heard, the Stafford boys swim team made it to the state competition this week. Sean Pettit introduces us to these champions.
The Stafford High School boys swim team is off to the state meet in San Antonio.
It's the same sort of discipline, hard work, and work ethic as last year, but this year I'm just a stronger competitor. I'm more confident in myself and my ability, and I seek higher goals in places like top 3, rather than last year where it was just top 10.
Leading the way for the Spartans is Bryce Williams, whose charmed senior year has brought him a 100-meter freestyle record at regionals.
Winning time, 15.41, another new meet record, Bryce Williams, Stafford.
The Stafford homecoming king is Bryce Williams.
Also making a splash outside the pool, he was voted homecoming king this past fall.
I feel like I have a good team behind me as well to support me in the relays, not just individually. So yeah, I feel like we're more prepared. I'm looking for a top 3 finish for at least one event. And for my relay, I don't know what could happen, but I believe these guys are going to perform at the best they ever have all year. And that's all I expect out of them.
I've been only swimming for 2 years. Surprisingly, before I was doing basketball, band, and I've never thought I would be swimming this year. I gotta thank my friends over there. They have been, since day one, telling me to join swim, but I've never listened to it because I always thought basketball is where I was really at. God has given me this great opportunity to be here, and I really, really, truly cherish this moment, and I hope I can continue to do this and make it further into state and win a podium or a medal at least, so we can at least prove that we've done something and we have put our work, blood, sweat, and tears into something that really mattered for us.
It was only this year that I really put in all of my effort, all of my time into it.
All 4 Spartans give credit to the backbone of their team, Coach Rhodes.
He does push me a lot, and I'm glad he does, because if no one would, I wouldn't push myself. And he's pushed the whole team a lot too, and his expectations make us work hard, and I'm really grateful for him.
You know, even when I didn't want to be here, Coach Rhodes was just like the best motivation that I could have. He was to be honest, a second father to me, right? All he spoke was, for me, in my eyes, the truth and nothing but the truth. So even when I wasn't feeling like coming to practice or just didn't feel like working out, what he would say to me would usually, bring me here every day, get me out of bed, and motivate me to become better for the season.
It truly is a rare opportunity to be part of something huge, and I gotta thank him for that, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. And if it wasn't for my friends, my 2 very best friends, and the new teammate that we joined this year, I don't think I would ever be in this opportunity.
Like my freshman year, thought he was crazy. So I never ran like that before. I never swam like that before. Thought he was insane. Thought he was gonna drive me insane, but it was really all a life lesson of discipline and hard work. And I love how he taught me that I could put that into anything outside of swim. So that's what really makes a great coach. So I'm gonna carry that into my real life. I couldn't ask for a better team. I'm grateful for them. They all have the same work ethic I do. Some of them have more work ethic than I do, and I see them work their butt off every day at practice.
Everybody there I'm so close to, and it just feels like I just wish it wouldn't end, to be honest.
Concerted efforts, next.
In Stafford, diversity is not just a number, it's who we are.
When you are here, you become part of the story.
You can sleep well knowing we're always on the job and looking out for you.
It's a great place for growth and opportunity.
Tradition starts here.
We teach your children and we stick around for your grandchildren.
We are one, we are Stafford.
This is the city of Stafford, and we are one.
HCC regularly presents gallery shows of work by its art faculty. The most recent one at the West Loop campus uses watercolor to create a diary of the lockdown months. Currently on display at the West Loop campus's gallery is a collection of art with the enigmatic title, Snackworks.
So this exhibition is called Snackwork, and it's a series of watercolor paintings I've been making for the last 3 or 4 years. I started making them during the pandemic, just kind of sitting on my couch, with a watercolor pad. It's really accessible and, easy to clean up. So I would just sit and, watch TV, watch really cathartic things from childhood, like movies from the 80s and the 90s, and just paint things that I would see or things that I was scrolling through looking at Instagram. So a lot of celebrities, a lot of memes, some things kind of funny, some things kind of dark humor, kind of sad, but mostly women, things that I related to in that way, like women sitting in gardens by themselves, or kind of political images, so very much of the time, like protests that were happening. The Wagner Rebellion is the most recent painting, so that was an image that popped up, a year or two ago now. So just things I've really been taking in, and then that output through the watercolor. I'm using a lot of different techniques, a lot of different materials, things like glitter to kind of soften some of those, harsh edges, and just kind of, it's almost like a visual diary is how I'm seeing this show, looking at all of them together, of just, things I was feeling or thinking about through that looking and response to the images. Yes, there's one drawing. So I just, I had gotten a new rainbow pencil and I really wanted to try it out. So I was just kind of doodling an image, but she really fits in with the rest of the work. So I decided to let, a drawing slide in with watercolor as well.
Okay, which one is that?
She is along the back wall, and I'm totally gonna blank on her name now. Freddie Overstegen, I believe is her name. She was a Dutch resistance fighter. I would maybe judge that by episodes, like they're like movie lengths, because I'd be sitting and watching a movie. So sometimes it would take maybe a couple episodes. The largest painting, I will tell you, took me about 6 hours because I was listening to a podcast in my studio. Actually, that was the one I made on the wall just because of the size. Wouldn't really fit on my couch. That took about 6 or 7 hours. Yeah, I kind of timed them by episodic amounts. Really have anything to say. This series, was really fun to make. I used to teach watercolor at West Loop, actually. This was the first campus I taught a studio class at as an adjunct, so it's kind of nice to come back full circle and have a show of watercolors here.
For HCC Beat, this is Randall Williams. Every semester, HCC's music faculty presents recitals, sometimes even premiering new works. A recent concert here in Stafford did exactly that. Recently, the Stafford Fine Arts Center played host to a piano and vocal recital, a project whose beginnings occurred during the COVID lockdown.
Well, a lot of people were unable to rehearse, and Adam is very skilled with Zoom and some other things that I don't know what they are, but frankly, and Sound Trap is one of them, and so we could meet, and when things got a little calmer after, then we started meeting on a fairly regular basis. And it was such a wonderful collaboration because, we would talk about how does this text feel to you? What are you trying to express here? And then, of course, the vocalism. As a pianist, he knows a certain great amount actually about choral vocalism, but solo vocalism a little different. And so we had long discussions, consultations, exchanging ideas so that we could both feel comfortable with the text, that it was actually expressing the inner part of the text, not just the superficial words, hopefully.
Frances attended one of the concerts that my choir put on at the church where I direct, and I met her through that, and she offered to give a master class to our choir, which was wonderful. They were working on some pieces. I've been composing since I was in college, even though I was a piano major. And so Frances at one point asked me to set a song cycle for her and said, and I said that would be great, I would love to. And I said, any pieces or any text particularly? She said, whatever you want. So I've chosen 3 texts that I've loved for years, that I found to be the most contrasting texts that I could possibly find. So we have, Edgar Allan Poe's sort of encounter with a demon in childhood, this sort of essence of evil from an early time or trauma. And then John Ashbery's poem, which is a sprawling, big poem. It ended up being 3 movements in the entire song cycle because of the length of the poem. But to me, it expresses a lot of the cold-heartedness of the city, which we all encounter in Houston, driving on concrete jungles, and then sort of this disillusionment with the coldness or the confusion of modernity. And then the last one is this poem by John Paul II, who's now St. John Paul II, recently, and it's sort of his direction of direct call to sort of the creator of the universe, and he refers to him as the man in the poem.
I feel that we really communicate musically, and it's always nice to work with someone that you respect and with whom you get along. I mean, you can communicate and you can talk through ideas, and so it's been a very happy collaboration.
For HCC Beat, this is Randall Williams. Ride 'em Cowboys, next.
You can try, but you won't find another city like Stafford, Texas.
Serving our community just like you like it.
Taking care of you and your home since 1945.
We believe in STEM to learn and STEM to earn.
We're heading into college certified and career ready.
As a former student of Stafford, I take pride in keeping our classrooms safe.
We are Stafford, we are one.
With the livestock show and rodeo approaching and in the middle of Black History Month, it's important to examine where the two intersect. Luckily, there's a Black Cowboy Museum just down the road.
Hello, everybody. I am the owner of the Black Cowboy Museum. I used to be a country and western singer. George Strait's manager was my manager. Clint Black's band was my band. I lost my voice in 1990. I have something called vocal dysfunction. It's a nerve that attacked my vocal cords. When I lost my voice, I lost my band, and I lost my manager. Do anybody know where cowboys come from? Cowboys came from right here in Fort Bend County. Wharton County, Brazoria County, Harris County, all the surrounding counties of Houston. This is where cowboys came from. They had somebody that worked the cows, they had somebody that worked in the house, and they had somebody that worked in the yard. And they were black slaves. And they would call them a house boy, a yard boy, and a cowboy. That's what the word cowboy came from. Now, cowboys were the black men in the 1800s. The white man, he was called a cowhand. He refused to be called a cowboy because a cowboy was a black man in the 1800s. Until Hollywood heard about it. When Hollywood heard about it, they whitewashed it. They started putting white men on horses and calling them cowboys. That's what the word famous. It's putting them on TV and calling them cowboys. They didn't know the word came from slaves. This is Tex Williams. This is my cousin. He was the first black to get an all-white rodeo in 1967. And he won. In 1971, I was state champion. Well, I didn't win the state champion like Tex. I made the state championship. In '67, Larry Callis, Hungerford, Texas. This is barbed wire. Barbed wire was invented to the yard, was invented in the 1860s to stop Texas cowboys from driving cattle from here to Kansas. They started putting barbed wire, saying, this is my land, you can't come on. Now, these are all black powder from the 1800s. This is 45s from the 1900s. Rifles, shotgun, 22, double barrel shot. You know, when I said I was a Christian first and I'm a cowboy second, that's when God started talking to me. He asked me to open this museum. I didn't want to open this museum. I just wanted to be a cowboy. I say, God, I can't even talk. Why do you want me to open up a museum? He said, step out in faith. That's what I did. I stepped in faith. All of this happened.
If you want a hands-on, modern-day take on cowboy history, the place to go is the George Ranch Historical Park, where they're still rounding up the cattle, just like Enrovy Nathaniel rounded up this story.
All right, so hey, I'm a cowboy here at the George Ranch. We're just doing some demonstrations, showing you guys how we work cows and how we doctor them here on the ground and around. Outside of the ranch, I am a farrier, so I do trim horses, put shoes on horses. That's what I do professionally. I work here on the side just to kind of give demonstrations and show you guys what us African-American cowboys do here at the ranch. And I just basically come out, have fun, have a good time, and just keep good things rolling, you know?
All right, I work here at the George Ranch as a cowboy, and today we're actually celebrating some of our family legacies as far as some of the cowboys that work here, some of the Black Heritage the Black Heritage as far as our cowboys that would work here for Mr. George. We have some of the family members from some of their descendants that work with us today. We're putting on some roping demonstrations, just kind of demonstrating some of the work that would be done here on the ranch about 100 years ago or so. Doing some roping, we're doing some cooking around the fire, how a lot of us would cook as far as when springtime comes, we have a lot of branding to do. We're traveling around the ranch to different cow pens to brand cattle, and that the wagon usually accompanies those cowboys, and so we're cooking, we're roping, we're having a lot of fun dipping cattle, talking about some of the stories that the old cowboys would tell, and some of the stuff that they went through here at the ranch as far as getting chased by wild cows and bulls and whatnot, and we're having a good time. So today we're actually demonstrating a lot for school children that are coming to visit. A lot of these kids have never been around a rural setting before. First time some of them have seen a cow or a horse in person. And we're just showing some of the kind of the traditional ways of working with cattle and the horses, with the horses in particular, how you handle animals, how some of the beef gets to their table. It's sometimes there's a little bit of a disconnect, but we're getting to bring kids in and they're having a first-hand experience up close to live animals, live horses, actual working cowboys, and doing it all in a historical manner too, which makes it pretty fun.
right, guys. All right, now who thinks they can rope one? Who's trying to rope one? Oh, I thought I would see like more than that. That's
That's a wrap on our news for this week. Thank you for joining us. For everyone here at Stafford Weekly News, I'm Randall Williams. May all your news be good news. This program was produced on the Stafford campus of Houston Community College.